Welcome back to another chapter of Body of Dark, Heart of Light. Last time, Kain and Yuna have actually been in the lunar subterrane as they heard about a new warrior of Cosmos, or a possible new warrior of Cosmos. And they have just encountered Kuja, as well as a mysterious dark knight who seems to be working for him. Kain wasn't sure if he was exactly a warrior of chaos, but nevertheless, he fought against him and he actually won. And Kuja just retreated like a coward that he is, as well as a narcissist. And Yuna actually assured the Dark Knight that something inside him was consuming him, something dark and corrupt. And she assured Cecil that, as long as she has friends, even though he has been going through so much betrayal, so much corruption, so much darkness in his heart, she always knew that friends were there to comfort her and always be there for her, to support her. And Cecil should feel the same. And it turned out to be Cecil because they asked for his name, and he muttered that. And so, with Kain's memories partially restored, Yuna and Kain actually took Cecil to Order Sanctuary, which is where Cosmos is. So, will he join Cosmos? Let's find out, shall we? Alright, Chapter 3. It was quite a long journey where Kain and Yuna had to take Cecil to. The place itself was pretty peaceful. There was nothing but puddles of cool water which was like 3 inches deep, and in the middle was a small throne. On that throne was the goddess of harmony herself, Cosmos. But she wasn't alone. There was a warrior standing beside her. He seemed to be a bodyguard protecting her from the mannequins, while the others went their separate ways. After a few steps, the 2 travelers stopped in a gaze. "We're here. Let's hope we're not too late. He won't last much longer." They walked toward Cosmos, and the warrior spoke. "Look, Cosmos, it's Kain and Yuna." "And you've brought someone," Cosmos replied in her gentle demeanor. "Yes, and he looks very weak. Kain, Yuna, you may bring this warrior to me." They did, and Yuna greeted her. "Hi, Cosmos. This is Cecil. We saw him as he was traveling with Kuja, although he was a dark knight at the time. We fought him earlier, and he seemed to be overshadowed by his powers. His strength then left him, and I saw something I never saw before. He has a speck of light within himself, and he never recognized it was there. When he became wounded, we decided to bring him here so he won't be used as a tool for chaos. Please, Cosmos, is there anything you can do?" she asked with a hint of anxiety. She looked at him closely, and she saw the same speck of light that the summoner saw. Then she thought of the time when she recruited a mysterious fighter. Even he wasn't sure who he was or what the war was about, but thanks to Prish, he was one of her best fighters yet. And you would see it as one of the events in Duodecim, which is pretty good. I just wish it was highlighted more. She wondered if she could do the same. "This warrior, I've never seen anything like it. He's very unique. He has the accursed power of darkness, and yet he wields the power of cleansing light. However, in order to fight, he has to learn how to hone both of these powers. This has never happened before." He slowly opened his eyes and moaned. Slowly made out who he was seeing. He'd never seen anything like this. She was a goddess, but yet she's so heartwarming and beautiful. Well, technically she isn't. His vision was blurry, but he could still see her calming aura, and he felt at ease. He then wanted to speak to her, but he was so weak that he only let out a whisper. "Cosmos." She looked at him with surprise. He still had some energy left to talk and to stand. His fingers curled, and he wanted Yuna and Kain to let him go. "Should we let him go?" "Yes, but be careful." They did, and slowly he stood on his feet, looking at the goddess with awe. Even though he didn't know chaos, he would prefer cosmos instead. All that hatred was getting the best of him, but this easiness he felt was definitely the way to go. He walked toward her as the warrior let him pass. "Shall we?" Yuna snapped out of her reverie. Yeah, sure. Take care of him, Cosmos." She ran off, and the paladin bowed his head. He didn't expect to do this alone. What if she doesn't accept me for what I did? Is she for real? He then remembered Kuja's words about what his skills would mean rather than his looks. "You seem to have some doubts, Cecil." He snapped his face back up and listened. "There's a special air about you. You may not be aware, but you wield both the dark and the light within you. It may be confusing, but with patience and the proper training, and with the acceptance of who you are, you will prevail." "I am unique." She nodded and reached out a hand. Light energy emitted from it, then disappeared, and it began to engulf the paladin in a radiant glow. "Hear me, warrior. Use your powers well to end this eternal conflict and bring peace back to the world. Our future depends on it. Join us." As the energy surrounded him, he looked at himself. Then he felt as if his uncertainties had disappeared. He took in this new energy. He opened his eyes while the energy dissipated. He felt himself become whole. He now knew what he had to do. He had a purpose. Proudly, he kneeled, bowed his head, and put his hands over his heart as he declared, "Cosmos, goddess of harmony, I shall fulfill your wish. I will end this war with all my strength, and to defeat chaos, the god of discord. It shall be done. Rise, Cecil, for you are now chosen as a warrior of harmony." He did nodded. At last he was now a part of something, and he was willing to carry on his duty with no regrets. Hooray! He's now with Cosmos! But the story's not over yet. He has some training to do, plus he meets his new comrades. And of course, Kuja is furious. There's still more to come, so until next time, stay tuned. By the way, sorry for how the cover art turned out, which there was an error while I was editing it, but I kind of fixed it now, even though it may look incomplete. So, yeah. Cecil is officially a warrior of harmony working for the goddess of harmony, Cosmos, instead of chaos. So, let's hope Cecil's training would pay off with the goddess of harmony as well as her fellow warriors. So until next time, guys.